Okay, so let's talk about the perimeter and how perimeter changes, how you find perimeter. Okay, so the basic equation to find perimeter is length plus length, width plus width. Okay, so if I've got a group of 4 tiles and I lay them in a row, I've got a length of 4 square tiles, and my length is both top and bottom because perimeter means all the way around. Okay, when you're finding perimeter, you're finding all 4 sides. Okay, that's what people do when they build a fence. They use the perimeter measurement. So if I'm 4 on top, I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 on bottom. So length plus length, 4 plus 4. And now my width is just the side measurement, which right now my width is 1. And if it's on that side, it's got to be on this side. Okay, so then my width is 1 plus 1. So then when I'm calculating my perimeter, it's 4 plus 4, which is 8, plus 1, which is 9, plus 1 more, which is 10. And what was my expression? Well, it was 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. Now, I could write that as 4 times 2 plus 1 times 2. Okay, because 4 times 2 is 8, 1 times 2 is 2, and when I add those together, I get 10. Okay, so what happens if I add another row of 4 tiles? 2, 3. Okay, my length stays 4 at the top, and my length stays 4 at the bottom. Maybe. Because I just added another row. But this time my width is going to change. Instead of having only 1, I have 2. So I have 2 on the right and 2 on the left. So now my width is 2 wide. Okay, so I need to add them up. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 2 more is 12. And my new expression is 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2, or 4 times 2 plus 2 times 2. Okay, and then I'm going to add a third row. And you guessed it, my length stays 4, and this time my width changes to 3. So 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 3 more is 14. 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3, or 4 times 2 plus 3 times 2. Okay. I want you to see if you can, on just your sheet of paper, fill out the rest of these with the rest of the equations right now. Just take a piece of paper and you're just going to number it. Okay, 4 rows, and then tell me what the perimeter is, and then tell me what your expression looks like. And then come back and double check your work to make sure you understand. So you should have gotten all of these exact same answers that I am showing you. Remember, you can write your expression 4 plus 4 plus, and then whatever the row number is. 8 plus 8, or 7 plus 7, or 6 plus 6. I'm choosing to do it with the multiplication because honestly, I don't have that much room to write, and it's easier to do it that way. So 4 times 2 plus the number of rows times 2. 4 times 2 plus the number of rows times 2. Alrighty, so let's talk about 20. Pause the video right now and see if you can figure out what the perimeter would be if I had a 4 by 20 rectangle. All right, so did you come up with 48? 4 plus 4 is 8. 20 plus 20 is 40. Perimeter would be 48. And it would be a 4 times 2 plus, and then the number of rows, 20 times 2. Okay, pause it. What about 100? Pause the video. Make sure you're paused. Did you get 208? And did you get a 4 plus 4 or a 4 times 2 plus the number of rows, which is 100, times 2, or 100 plus 100? Okay, so here's your final question. If I had any number of rows, so if this was n and this was 4, what would my expression be? Well, it would be, I wouldn't be able to do this, it would be still 4 plus 4, or 4 times 2, plus, and then remember, we were using any number of rows, so plus n times 2, or 4 plus 4 plus n plus n. So now I ask you, how is your perimeter changing every time you add a new row of tiles? Well, if I look at it, my perimeter, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, it changes by 2. It increases, there's your math vocabulary, by 2 tiles each time I add a new row. How would I find the perimeter for 100? Well, I took 4 times 2 and I added it to 100 times 2. That's what I did. You could also write it like this. Or if you're still adding, you can add it 4 plus 4 plus 100 plus 100. All of these give you the exact same answer. And then what is my rule or my formula to find any number of rows? So n, well, that's just what we talked about down here. If I have n rows, that means I have n width. So remember, we've got length times 2 plus width times 2, or length plus width plus width. And they're telling me my width is n. So it's still going to be length times 2 plus any number of rows, so n times 2. If you are still confused, please come up and ask me a question, but I need to know exactly what you're confused about so I can help you.